Hey, everybody's always asking, how can I find motivation? Well, in this video, I'm going to share why I don't think you need to find motivation. Stay tuned. Hey designer friends, what is up? My name is Ron Sego. Welcome back to Flux, where we talk about design and freelancing. And today I want to address a question that I'm getting a lot, which is, hey, how do you find the motivation? How do you find the motivation to do good work? How do you find motivation to put yourself to the next level, to practice your design skills and just succeed? Well, here's what I want to tell you. I actually think you can't find motivation, and nothing is going to motivate you. And I want to let's separate two types of things that you want to or need to motivate yourself. There's one thing is things that you really don't want to do, but you need to motivate yourself to do them. And an example for me is working out, going to the gym. I hate doing that. I don't enjoy doing that. However, I know on a rational level that if I want to be healthy for the long term, it's probably a good thing for me and I need to do it. I don't want to do it, but I think I need to do it. And so I try to work myself into doing it. I try to find ways to motivate myself. I try to find the workouts or ways to motivate myself. And it's always a struggle. And it's not really sustainable. It's always a fight. However, there are other things like trying to become better at my work, trying to move to the next level at my work. And for those kind of things, I don't need motivation to do it. I have a burning desire that drives me to do it, and I don't need anybody else to motivate me. And this is the point of this video, I don't think that you can find a trick to create this burning desire. I think anybody in the world who becomes very good at something, whether it's a sport or a designer or a business person or whatever, they have this internal burning desire that they really want to do this. And so they are internally motivated to work hard, to push themselves and to go through the difficult periods that they are in any type of things. And I'm not saying that there are some days where you feel like not doing it or not waking up in the morning and going to do your thing. That happens to everybody. But in the long run, they have internal motivation. I know that specifically for myself. And I think there's no way to fake that motivation. Now, the reason I'm telling you this is because I feel like with the question, how do you find motivation? People are trying to motivate themselves to doing things that are quite like me going to the gym. They don't really want to do, right? They think they need to maybe become good designers, or they think they need to work on their marketing or grow their business. Why? Because they think that's their way to, make more money or something like this. But just like me going to the gym, if they force themselves into it, like I am never going to be a world-class athlete. Why? Because world-class athlete has this burning internal desire and motivation to work out, and I don't have that. So while I can force myself a little bit just to do maintenance, I'm never going to be world-class in that thing. And if you feel that way about your business or about design or something like that, then maybe you need to realize you can maybe sustain this, but you will never be world-class. To be world-class, you need to have this internal desire. Now, I don't want this to be kind of like depressing. Oh, if I don't have motivation, maybe I'm not supposed to do this. I will never be world class or something like this. I think that what I've noticed happening over in my life is that nobody is waking up in the morning right day highly motivated to do something. The way that this happens is you discover something and you have a little tiny bit of interest in that thing and you're kind of testing it out and you're experimenting. Maybe that's how you found design, or maybe that's how you got into a hobby or something like this. You have a little bit of an interest about that thing. You try that thing and maybe that thing worked out, and there's this kind of a feedback loop where you succeed something and then you're even more excited about doing more and more and more. And that kind of like a wheel of feedback loop builds in that internal motivation for you. Let me give you another example from my life. I've started learning playing piano last year during lockdown. Now, exactly a year and like a week ago, before I started, I had zero motivation and zero interest in learning piano. And then I just saw a YouTube ad with this Simply Piano before and after, and I was like, that looks pretty fun. And I decided to try it out with my son, bought this little keyboard and started playing with it. And I had like tiny motivation enough to buy a keyboard for like $100 and then download an app and try to play with it for like 5 minutes. That's the motivation that I had. However, I did this and it was pretty fun, and so I stepped it up. A year later, I bought a full-on piano. I'm taking lessons from a teacher, and I'm like highly motivated, and I'm practicing, like trying to practice as much as I can every day, and I'm highly motivated to do this. And nobody motivated me to do this, right? There was a spark, right? Because I saw some ad or a video or whatever. There was a spark, but that spark started something within me, and a little bit after trying to follow up this curiosity, this passion grew and grew and grew until this point right now where I'm so passionate at trying to be really good at playing classical music, which again, I had zero interest last year. So what I'm telling you right now is this: if you feel like something is a pain and is a struggle and you really don't feel like doing it, then perhaps it's like me going to the gym. You can do this, you can maintain this if you really have to, but it's not fun and you're not gonna be world-class with that thing. So just put it aside and try to follow your curiosity to see what really sparks your internal motivation. And that's the only way that you're going to be able to have motivation over the long run, all right? Because that's what you really need to succeed in anything in life. You need long-term motivation. Now, what happens if you've been motivated for like 20 years and then somehow motivation decreases? That's okay, things happen. I was motivated to become a great designer for about 20 years. I was full on that. And after doing it for 20 years and kind of like reaching a place where I felt pretty confident and I felt like, I understand this challenge, I know how to solve this challenge at a pretty good level. My motivation at trying to improve that or do that full time in my life has decreased somewhat, and as you can see, or as I just shared with you, I'm finding new creative outlet and I'm becoming motivated towards other things, and that's completely okay. So my bottom line for you is you need to follow your curiosity and build this internal motivation. You don't have to look for outside motivation, because if you're looking for an outside motivation, that just means that the fire inside of you is not burning and you should look for something else. I hope you found this helpful. Let me know what motivates you in the comments below. And of course, if this is your first time here, make sure you're subscribed and like, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace out.